When you're on a budget and you at your daughter's wedding, get you a case of Dr. Thunder.
Welcome to MD Arsenals. Stop by our store located in Hagerstown, Maryland, right off the I-70. Our range and shop hours are Monday through Friday, 10 to 8, and Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 7. To find out more about our upcoming classes and other services, please visit our website, www.mdarsenal.com. Also, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and watch for the upcoming MD Arsenal podcast.
Need portable displays for conventions and conferences, to home shows, parties, and DJ backdrops? ExpoNet USA provides the best pricing and service for all your print and branding and marketing needs. You've got a guy. Call Display J at 301-378-9363 or www.exponetusa.com. Also available on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
This is the Salty Sam Show, where we talk about all the topics of what's going on in today's America in the saltiest fashion. We have the vent hotline in the bottom. We always take phone calls, anonymously, of course, and you're allowed to vent anything that you feel, because in this show, in the Salty Sam Show, we believe in an unfiltered expression, and we believe in free speech and being able to say whatever it is that you want to say. So joining us, growing the Salty Sam Show, is actually giving you a voice and bringing power back to the American people and to the entire world of self-expression. Thank you, and I hope to see you on the show. Hope to hear from you.
People back together having fun.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 20-volt cordless power drill. I'm going to actually put it right here. Oh my God. It's stuck. I don't know what to do. It's stuck.
Reverse. Hit the reverse button. I feel like that's a really good way to clear up a sinus infection.
Let's head out to the coast. Let's just get on a boat and sail. Let's sit and watch the snow at a cabin no one knows in Vail. And I'm in to make a home in any town we end up going through. 'Cause you know that I don't care for where we go. I don't give a damn for what we do, as long as I'm there with you. Anywhere will do. As long as I'm there with you. Something like that. Like I said.
Yes. Yeah. Exclusive. That was exclusive.
Yeah.
This is the podcast pit, brought to you by Ben Media.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is that special time of the week. It is time to talk some wrestling. This is the Podcast Pit. I am your host, former professional wrestler, promoter of Voltage Wrestling, jack of all trades, master of what? I do not know. Mike Ratick. I'm alongside my broadcast partner, Rennes the Menace Carbaugh. It is a wonderful week in professional wrestling, isn't it?
It's a great day.
Yes. It's a beautiful day. No, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard,
you've been under a rock.
You've been under a rock, but ladies and gentlemen, it finally happened. After 7 years, 7 long years, CM Punk has made his return to professional wrestling last night at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois.
To a sold-out audience, 14,676 people.
Yes, sold out in the house that Jordan built. Ladies and gentlemen, AEW Rampage kicked off with a bang. It kicked off the opening of the show with CM Punk.
Yeah, I mean, they had to. Otherwise, the crowd was going to chant CM Punk for 50 minutes until he showed up. I was watching live. I think you were watching live. Kyle was watching live. And I think we were talking about it. I don't think I've heard that's going to be in the top 5 loudest pops.
Oh, as far as crowd reactions, I haven't heard one like that since 2010 when Bret Hart came back.
The only other,
I mean, it was still
the only other close one I could think of was maybe when Edge came back at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
that was a big one. I mean,
that was a stadium crowd too. I mean, you're talking like that was
40, 55.
Yeah, that was 55,000 at Minute Park.
And Chicago is notoriously a loud crowd.
Yeah.
They are always loud. They're always very vocal. Show started off with CM Punk chant, CM Punk, CM Punk. It was dead quiet, and then you heard the opening licks of Cult of Personality. You could have heard me across town.
A few takeaways from that. I'll say that. A few takeaways. So that opening promo, first the entrance when you could tell he was visibly taken back by the reaction that he got. Like you can see him tear up a little bit.
Yeah.
Does the crowd surfs a little bit.
Yeah, he jumped in the crowd, giving the crowd hugs, and then he finally did it's clobbering time. It's so good to see him back.
And he looked genuinely happy to be there.
And even when he was in WWE, I don't know if we ever saw him that genuinely happy.
No.
I mean, and which leads us to the promo he cut.
Yeah, so one of the first things that he does is because over the years there have been a lot of people that have given him shit for things he said in the media, given him shit for not coming back, given him shit for quote unquote quitting, or as the people who have bad grammar say, quieting.
Yeah,
There have been a number of people that have just been, giving him shit for not coming back. And, he addressed those people first. And he was just like, look, he's like, you need to understand, the fact that I was mentally, physically, emotionally, and just spiritually exhausted and sick. And
was the word he used.
And the only way to get myself back was to get away from the company that made me sick in the first place.
Yeah, that was... I think I texted you like shoot season is open.
Yeah, shoot season was open last night.
And I also appreciate that the first thing that Punk did was put over Britt Baker.
Yeah,
he said,
the very first thing in the promo.
Yeah, he said, you guys know how to make a kid feel like Britt Baker in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
he immediately put over Britt Baker. My dad threw me off. Oh man, that might be a top 5 comment ever on this show. But and then he just sat down like he does, and he just talked. That's what Punk does. He is one of the best talkers we've seen. One of the top 10 talkers of the last decade.
Absolutely. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Punk.
Actually, let me pull up Twitter because there's a lot. He and Tony had were a part of the media scrum last night after.
Really?
Yeah, and Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select put some stuff on. Let me find it.
All right. I must. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up the. Some of the other quotes that he had.
Oh yeah.
The one big thing that was said in that promo. He was just like, when I left Ring of Honor in 2005, I felt the same emotion that I'm kind of feeling now. And he's like, and maybe it's because I left professional wrestling in 2005, which was a big shot. A big shot at the boys up in Stamford, and kind of putting over Ring of Honor in 2005. Which, guys, if you haven't seen it, I recommend getting the Honor Club and going back and watching early 2000s Ring of Honor, and seriously, just seeing how good it was.
Yeah.
Like, it made, like, if you were, I don't care if you're a Laps fan, an old school wrestling fan, you will find something to enjoy in that early 2000s version of Ring of Honor. For the old school fans, some of the stuff is going to remind you of WWF in the late 70s, early 80s. For the newer fan, you're going to see that innovative style that you are used to seeing from, the X Division guys, or, some of the guys that, eventually made it on to WWE or AEW. This is where it all began. So it was really good. It was really good to see, that era get put over last night.
Yeah. So a couple things from the media scrum, as reported by Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com. Just a couple things. CM Punk doesn't want to disclose how long his deal is, and Tony Khan agrees. Khan says it isn't short term or part time. So it's a long term. It sounds like it's going to be a couple years at least. He's been in talks with Tony Khan for about a year and a half to come back.
Makes sense.
If you didn't see it also, they finally got his ice cream bars.
Oh, yeah. Everybody got a free ice cream bar last night.
Everybody got a free CM Punk ice cream bar.
Mark Henry was tearing into his on the at the announce table.
Brian Carbaugh says, no one forced him to go to WWE. No, but the money will.
That money will.
I'm sorry, but, I saw someone say something that he sold out to going to AEW. Well, you know what? A lot of people sell out to go to WWE, especially right now. I'm going to shoot a little bit. If you want to shoot on AEW, that's your choice. That's whatever. Guess what? You don't have to watch it. If you don't want to watch it, there's other things to watch. But if you're going to shoot on AEW, you need to shoot on WWE, because it's some of the worst product they've ever put out in the last 20 years. It's hard to watch. It's incomprehensible.
Now, in addition to the CM Punk coming back, and I'm going to get into the WWE stuff.
There's a couple other things from this scrum I saw. Oh, one of the big things that why he wanted to come back to AEW was the fact that no one in the locker room said anything, leaked anything about Brody Lee's illness. Everybody knew, but they didn't say anything. He said that feeling of family is what made him believe in AEW.
That is called kayfabe.
Yep.
That is called kayfabe. You don't see it a lot anymore, but when it's practiced.
Right.
When it's practiced, there's some things that shouldn't be leaked out to the news.
Yeah.
I do agree. Now, granted, after the fact, there were some ramifications of that, because I know a lot of people, thought Brody had COVID or something like that, and they were accusing AEW of protecting a super spreader or some shit, which was completely ludicrous. But I mean, hey, I'll take the heat to protect somebody's medical information,
right?
If it's right, especially with something that serious.
And the other kind of takeaways of this, me and Kyle were texting all night during Rampage. We said it. I mean, they're about to put a dent in WWE's business, because in another month we're going to probably, it has not been confirmed, but Daniel Bryan, and then it just came out, I believe yesterday or the day before, that AEW has signed another major WWE acquisition.
Yeah.
It could be Bray Wyatt, but I think more likely it's Brock Lesnar.
Could be Ric Flair.
Well, Ric Flair just announced that he's going to the NWA 73, so I think he might do some work down there with them, which is great.
Yeah, no,
I think seeing Flair back down in the freaking NWA there's so many. They all have
so
W in them.
But there's so many good things that could come of that. Seeing Ric Flair back in that environment.
Right.
Sorry.
Working with Andrade Del Idolo.
Working with Nick Aldis.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I could probably sit here for a half hour and talk about how I think the argument could be made that Nick Aldis could be the modern day Ric Flair.
Yeah.
just the way he dresses, the way he acts, the way he carries that championship, he carries himself.
Yeah.
You and I saw him at Celeb Fest, and
I've still have never seen somebody at a convention dressed to the nines like that.
Right. He's always that. He is Nick Aldis, the champion, all the time.
Yep. No, I mean it's the fact that he goes that far to protect that character, and to protect that championship.
Yep.
So people are not looking at it in an unfavorable light.
Right.
Is admirable.
Jay has put up the picture of the brand new T-shirt available. It is not available. AEW's shop AEW is still down. I am checking constantly because I want that shirt.
The site's crashed like twice.
Yeah, I've been trying since 10:30 last night. I'm refreshing now, so we'll see. If it comes up, I'm going to have to do some online shopping while we're on the air. Oh, crap. Might have come up. Aldis carries things well. Yeah, Ed Stilk, one of our most knowledgeable guys that we know.
Oh, my God, your dad.
Oh, no.
Brian Carbaugh with the comment.
Oh, man.
We got to talk about that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we got to talk. We've got to talk about that. So, has anybody? I don't know in the comments if you've seen it, just type a thumbs up or hit that like button if you've seen it. But the picture of supposedly, and I'm gonna make that there is a picture of Ric Flair performing
an act,
taking some young lady to the Space Mountain, via train. Oldest ride, longest line.
Yeah.
But, it is surfaced on the internet. I'm not going to put it up here because I'm going to leave that discretion to LAJ if he could find it on the internet.
Do not put it up.
Do not put that up.
We do not.
Don't put that up.
We will get shut down so quick.
Yeah, but
you'll never see this episode again.
Yes, Ric Flair, on a train having some lunch. And
then I enjoyed his – did you see his follow-up to it? He's like, it was a picture of a train with his head on it doing the woo. But it's like, this picture is as real as that one. The Nature Boy does not ride on trains.
Well, yeah. There was your first heads up that it wasn't the Nature Boy, obviously. Number two, it was on the Long Island Railroad. I don't think Ric Flair is riding the Long Island Railroad.
Somebody, I think it was...
Somebody tried to
I think it was Michael Sidgwick of What Culture Wrestling put up a picture. He's like, I've studied the tape. I know what it is. It's like, it's this man, Gangrel.
Gangrel, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh,
it
was
it was brilliant. It was brilliant. But this can only be like, WWE, I think, will almost always be the top dog.
Yeah,
it's inevitable. They have the machine, they have the infrastructure, they have everything going for them. But with these next couple months, between now and I think January, really, this last quarter is going to be very interesting to see how things change. I think I predicted it a couple shows ago. I'm going to continue to say it. I think by possibly the end of this year, the end of first quarter next year, I think that Dynamite may overtake Monday Night Raw in the ratings. I really do.
I do agree. And like I don't think it's a foregone conclusion.
No,
but I think it's something amongst the realm of possibility.
That's a big thing coming from my dad. My dad says, Brian Carbaugh says, I disagree. AEW will overtake them.
Yeah.
Wow. Dad, I know you don't like. I know Brian Carbaugh, Dad, Big Daddy C. I know he is not the biggest AEW fan.
Yeah,
but that's
what
the freaking server crashed.
The server crashed on you in the middle. Oh no! I think we're going to see Redness's head explode.
This is almost as bad as when I tried to get an Xbox.
Remind me to tell you of the time that I had, and most of the people out there don't know this, but you know this, man. Remind me to tell you the time where Jim Zuno looked all over New Orleans for the Hulk Rules, the yellow Hulk Rules T-shirt. It was the red Hulkamania T-shirt. That's what it was. Remind me to tell you the story. I'm going to have Jim, and maybe I'll have to get David Rep on the podcast from when we used to make our WrestleMania trips at some point in time during the year. But maybe around WrestleMania weekend we'll do that. But you've got to hear this story because
Dad says, look, Iron Chef could overtake Raw. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. No, but here's the thing. As far as the ratings go, like, I mean, there's going to be a time in the near future where things are going to be taken a little bit more seriously by WWE.
Yeah,
it's going to
have to.
It's going to have to, and I'm looking at it from, and I mean, just from a star power standpoint, Daniel Bryan coming over is going to be. CM Punk's huge.
Yeah,
Daniel Bryan's going to be huge too.
Mm-hmm.
If something happens where they were able to pull off the impossible and Brock Lesnar comes in, holy Santa Claus shit.
Yeah, that would be major. And if they bring in, and people are, they're just signing all these WWE guys. Yup. Why wouldn't you?
No, they're not signing. They're not signing WWE guys. I will liken this to when WWE signed the Radicals. Because I'll say right now, like the Monday Night Wars didn't end for a year and a half later.
Right.
But when the Radicals crossed over, it was it. It was over. And that's because WWE, they had gone, previously, the year before that, they had gotten The Big Show, which was a main event talent from WCW. They then went and got Chris Jericho, which is an underutilized mid-card talent from WCW. That ended up making him a little bit of money.
Oh, yeah.
And then in January, it's just like, hey, they still have Diamond Dallas Page and Luger and all these guys over there, but who is going to take over for them? Logically, it was going to have to be Eddie, Chris, Perry Saturn, and Dean Malenko.
Right.
All of those guys are gone.
Right.
They're over in WWE, so they don't even have. It's just like building a baseball team. You can have your Cal Ripken Jr.'s and your Rafael Palmeiros at top, but if you don't have like your Jeff Conines and your BJ Surhoffs and these like mid-card workhorse talents under you to support that talent, like it doesn't work.
Right. You have to have the up-and-comers, which AEW has, and people like Jungle Boy. And, Hangman Adam Page is still fairly young. I mean, Jungle Boy is going to be... He's over already. He's going to be a future world champion. I don't know when, but not anytime. I don't think it's anytime in the near future, but it is in the future.
And to relate on Ed's comment, no, I haven't seen Tyrus on Fox News wearing the TV.
No, I have not seen that.
I heard
Tyrus is on
Tyrus
Fox.
Tyrus is the TV champion now over there.
Yes,
which
is great.
Yeah,
if he's on TV.
No, I mean, personally, I don't watch a lot of Fox News, but having Tyrus on there, like the fact that he's still wrestling, and he's like over the last 5 to 7 years, he's been a pretty big political commentator on Fox News. Having him wear the NWA TV belt out there, whether you agree with what he's saying or not, I mean, that's a huge deal.
Well, I mean, JBL worked for Fox News while he was still wrestling. I mean,
he worked for Fox. He was working for Fox Business. Yeah, he's working.
It's Fox.
Yeah, because a lot of people know now, but at the time didn't know that. John Layfield was just a financial genius.
Yeah,
it still is. I mean, I don't know if you've ever read his book that WWE released, but it's pretty good.
I'm still working on getting a shirt. I'm here.
But you're here.
I'm here, but I'm hopeful.
So this podcast is going to be called Rennes Tries to Get the CM Punk T-shirt. We're going to see how he fares here. We'll give him a round of applause at the end if he makes it through all right. But I don't think he's going to do it.
I don't either.
I don't think he's going to do it.
I'm going to remain faithful. I want to keep. I got a lot farther than I got this morning or last night. So we're.
So I'm going to say this. I watched the Go Home. Mm-hmm. I watched the Go Home, the last segment of SmackDown last night.
So going into SummerSlam.
Yeah. So it was Cena. It was Cena and Roman Reigns. And I watched this last night, and I must say it was really good.
Yeah,
it was really good.
Yeah, I think that the SummerSlam is, I think SummerSlam. If you don't know, SummerSlam is actually tonight, not tomorrow night. It's on a Saturday this year. But for SummerSlam, I think the best. Oh heck. Get to put in my shipping address. The best they've done for a storyline is actually the Edge and Seth Rollins. I think that build has been almost perfect. Got it. I got it. This is not free shipping. I get it.
Oh my God! You're
postal delivery. It has been the best. That's the biggest match I'm looking forward to because I think we all know the outcomes of the other ones. I think we know the outcomes. I think Roman Reigns is going to win Cena because Cena said last night, "I have a movie to film."
He got real good with that. He was like, "I got a movie to film," and he was just like, "Yeah, that's why they brought me back. I got a movie to film, but I'm still taking the title, and I'm going to take it. And SmackDown's going to be without a champion because you didn't have what it took to beat me."
Now that would be on Monday. After all the wrestling we're going to see this weekend, we had TNA Emergence last night, or Impact Emergence last night. We had Rampage. We had SmackDown. There was an ROH pay-per-view last night. We've got SummerSlam tonight. We've got TakeOver on Sunday. The thing that people are still going to be talking about is CM Punk on Monday. Period.
Yeah.
Unless
if Cena takes the
belt. If Cena takes the belt, then that might, because it'll be very akin to when Punk took the belt and dipped.
Yeah. No, so let me ask you this, because we've got this big stadium show this weekend in Vegas. What happens if just hypothetically speaking, what happens if Cena takes the belt? Like, is that good for the WWE? This is Roman Reigns' best run ever. Longest run ever, I would say, too.
I want to say yes, but the fact that they've been building Reigns to be this incredibly good champion, and him to come back for Cena to come back as basically a part-timer and take the belt, that I think that could ruin some things. I think that could really throw things off the rails.
No, but he's held that belt. Reigns has held that belt for a while.
I think he needs to hold it. Continue to hold it. Who else would? Who else could take it? I think the person who's eventually going to take it from him is Big E.
You think?
Yeah, I believe that Big E will be the one to. He's going to cash in that Money in the Bank, and he's going to win it.
Yeah,
he's going to. The dude's over. The dude is a workhorse. He's incredibly talented in the ring, on the mic. Yeah, I think he could be
even a commentary. Nobody can touch.
Nobody can touch me.
Yeah.
I did see. I found a quote. Moving on to one of the lesser matches I'm looking forward to is Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg.
Oh God.
Goldberg is quoting. I have it here. Let's see. Goldberg spoke with Dan Gelston of the Associated Press to promote Saturday's WWE SummerSlam. During it, the Hall of Famer says, "I honestly have not done cardio in a number of years because the most important part of my reemergence of Goldberg is I got it."
Ha!
I got it.
Brenda's got his T-shirt. Give him a round of applause. Jesus.
Thank you for your purchase. Let's go. Have not done any cardio in years because it was the most important of my reemergence is Goldberg's size. I sit on a cardio machine or I go run. I might as well start counting pounds off of me. So that would explain why he goes in the ring for about 30 seconds and then he looks blown up. If he doesn't already look blown up before he gets to the ring.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. What? I don't even know what to say to that.
Oh, it's just, it's pure.
Dude, cardio is the most important. I'll say this before lifting. Cardio is the most important part of the wrestling, like being an actual professional wrestler. What do I know?
It is that is one of the most idiotic things I've heard come out of his mouth. Because, like, we all see it. We all watch a Goldberg match over the last couple of years and been like, man, he looks terrible. Well, yeah, he looks big, but he looks built. He looks good, but he goes for 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and you start seeing him slow down and sucking wind, man. It's awful to watch. Bobby Lashley's going to win that match. He has to. He absolutely has to. The fun thing, kind of the interesting thing about SummerSlam is Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair have not been on TV as of late for an undisclosed reason. I think we can all probably guess what that undisclosed reason is.
What, Bianca Belair, you said?
Yeah. She was on last night.
Yeah, she was on last night.
But she wasn't at any of the... She hasn't been on TV, like, in any live events for a week or two.
Really?
Yeah. Neither Sasha Banks. They have an undisclosed reason. I think we all know what that is.
What's that?
You know, the fact that we're in a quarantine, pandemic maybe has something to do with it. Still sort of in a pandemic. But she wasn't there last night. They're still advertising for her to be there tonight. But there are some sources and people that are expecting her not to be there tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's going to get switched or just dropped completely and never thought of and never talked about. Come on, Mike. You can turn the volume down.
I was trying to do the web. I was trying to bring up a story about this. But, yeah.
Well, you know, there's a volume button on those things, Mike.
Well,
Come
I know.
on.
God damn it.
But there's some speculation. Now, I hope and I think that Sasha Banks is going to be there tonight.
Yeah.
I really do. But there's still part of me that's like, what if she does? Kind of like last night. There was still a part of me last night watching Rampage or getting ready to watch Rampage, sitting there in my original CM Punk Best in the World shirt, thinking, what if he doesn't show up?
Yeah.
There was a 1% of me. There was still, it was almost a foregone conclusion, but there was still part of me that was like, if he just shows up on screen and makes an announcement, this could get ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, I was wrong, but like,
I was glad you were. I was glad he should. Like, because that could have been disastrous.
Oh yeah, they would have destroyed that building. They would have torn that building apart.
Now, yeah,
like
it would have been completely.
So there's part of me that like tonight thinking, Sasha Banks is going to be there, right?
Yeah,
right.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Let me see if I can find the full.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the big thing there too. Is like you're not going to be able to fly if you're having a positive test, obviously.
Right.
And I mean, I know restrictions out in Nevada right now are probably some of the tougher ones in the country.
Yeah.
Like
I know the fans in attendance have to wear masks.
Yeah,
there is a mask mandate in place.
And I know a couple weeks later when the football season starts, I know the Raiders are requiring proof of vaccination to get into the stadium.
This thing doesn't start till 8.
What, SummerSlam?
Yes.
Oh no.
I got to get up and work tomorrow.
Oh, you know it's gonna go till midnight.
Oh, I know for a fact. Raw Women's Champion Nikki Ash versus Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. SmackDown Women's Champ Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. WWE Championship Bobby Lashley Goldberg. WWE Universal Champ Roman Reigns John Cena. Tag Team Champs Raw AJ Styles and Omos versus Randy Orton and Riddle. SmackDown Tag Team Jimmy and Jey Uso versus Rey and Dominic Mysterio. Don't really care. United States Championship Sheamus and Damian Priest. I think this should be, honestly, your main event should be Edge versus Seth Rollins. It's going to be the second to last match, I think. I think your last match is going to be Reigns and Cena.
Oh, absolutely. It's got to be Reigns and Cena.
Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal. Which, actually, kind of looking forward to that match. Yeah. I don't like Jinder Mahal, but he can work. I'll give him that.
You're going to hinder Jinder?
Huh?
You're going to hinder Jinder?
Yeah.
Damn it.
And the one I'm not looking forward to, but I'm interested to see what happens. Alexa Bliss versus Ava Marie. So I've heard that this weekend, because they made those stupid dolls, the Lily doll.
Yeah.
If the merch sales are good on those, they're going to keep the doll around. If they're not, apparently they're going to cut the doll. So please don't buy the doll. Yeah. I'm begging you. Please don't buy the doll. She has been given. Now, granted, I think Alexa is doing her job very well. She was given a gimmick. She has leaned into it. She fully commits.
She kind of knocks everything out of the park, though.
Yeah, it's not the greatest gimmick in the world, and they kind of pseudo stole it from Bray Wyatt.
Where's he at now?
Bray Wyatt?
He doesn't have a job anymore. Or look at that. Like, they stole the gimmick from him and then took his job.
Yeah. Well, apparently, so more came out on that this week. Apparently, he was let go because he and Vince started clashing about over character. Yep. And one of the things someone said, there's an interview out there where Wyatt talked to the Undertaker, and the Undertaker said, "You need to start saying no," at some point. And finally, Wyatt started saying no.
Yeah.
And apparently Vince didn't like it, so he's out of there, which is unfortunate because Wyatt knew what that gimmick was, and Wyatt is one of the most creative, brilliant wrestlers.
So the Undertaker just told him to start saying no.
At some point, this wasn't like recent,
yeah,
but it sounds like maybe that's what started happening. Maybe he finally took that advice.
Yeah,
because it is. It.
Do you think he would have still been around had Taker stuck around a little bit longer?
Wyatt? Yeah. Oh yeah, because I think Taker would have. There's very few people that Vince will listen to, and Taker is one of them.
Well, there's nobody left like him.
No.
Like I'll say this, like that's the one thing. It's like he was around so long that they don't have anybody. Like I don't think anybody was groomed to replace him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's supposed to be Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns, no.
Reigns will be one of those. I think Reigns will be like a. I honestly don't know how much longer Reigns is going to be there. I don't give him 5 more years there.
No, I think they're getting their money's worth out of him now.
Exactly.
I think he's in the position that he could have been in. I don't know, 3 years ago had they not tried to.
Yeah, they wasted
push
time
the
with
issue.
him. They wasted time with him.
But
so we'll see who takes. No pun intended. No pun intended. I intend this one. We'll see who takes the reins.
We'll see. Yes, we'll see. Who, let's hope something.
Yeah. So that's tonight.
Something's got to change over there. There's got to be some kind of fundamental change.
There has to be. And like we talked about earlier, with AEW really kind of kicking it up a notch, bringing in these people that CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Lesnar could have brought in. They could have brought in, and they could have made their money's worth because people will pay to see them, and people will buy their shirts, and people will buy their merch. But they didn't. They didn't. They let them go, and they gave them to what they said is not their competition. When you have companies like AEW, New Japan, Impact, and the NWA, and I hope eventually ROH. ROH is kind of working with other companies, but
yeah,
when you've got those companies coming together, it's only going to be good for everyone. Like I've said, a rising tide is good for all ships.
Yeah.
But the problem is, Kyle said it last week. I'll give him credit. I think it was Kyle. Someone said it. But WWE is an island.
Yeah.
They will be by themselves. They will always be the top dog overall, but they're going to take a hit over the next year. They're going to take a hit, especially if they sell.
Oh yeah,
if they sell.
Oh, if they sell, it ain't going to be a fun time.
It's the WWE that we knew. It will be over.
No, you're not wrong there, but getting away from the national wrestling conversation because we are a week away.
Yes, we are.
We are a week away from Voltage Wrestling Volume 2. We're raising the bar. We sure as hell are.
Yeah.
We're raising the bar. So we have got quite a few exciting matchups. I mean, this has been a postponed show. We've been waiting around for this. Like, most of the tickets have been sold already.
That's great.
Yeah.
But we still do have some tickets, please.
There are some tickets still available. I think we're capping this one. We're capping this one. I want to say we have about 70 more tickets to sell.
Okay.
So, we're going to be...
And there will be walk-ups.
There's going to be walk-ups. So, we got a week away. We are a week away from Voltage Wrestling at Bad Habits Bar and Grill, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Just a stone's throw away from our first venue of Connell's.
Yeah, a stone's throw away. Easier to get to from the highway, I will say that. Yeah. Much easier. But we've
plenty of parking. I know that's a big thing for people. There's plenty of parking.
Yes, we have former ECW original Nunzio coming in for this one.
Yep.
He's going to be facing the wild-eyed headbanger Max Morrison. Mm-hmm. We have got Blackout coming in. For this one,
Robbie Illuminati and Ruckus,
working
a little tag team action.
Robbie Illuminati, my best friend from, you saw Friday. Like he was not too kind to me when he came out to the ring.
No.
No, he was not too kind to me when he came out to the ring. That's going to
man.
be a whole mess of interesting. But we got Blackout in action against.
He was nice to me. I'll say that.
He was. But we've got Blackout in action against the Fly Fellas.
Yep.
We have got Jacob Ed, tag team partner, that he's going to be bringing to this next event. So we're going to see him in tag team action. Eric Ecton will likely need to get a tag team partner as well.
Right. Sorry. Did we lose?
I don't.
We're frozen on my computer.
We're frozen. You should let it go.
Well, stop. Get out.
No, we're not frozen. We're still
okay.
going.
All right. My computer's just being weird then.
Yeah. No. So
sorry.
No. So we've got Jacob Edwin. He has a tag team
There we
partner
go.
that he says he's going to be bringing in, and I'm kind of excited to see what he does here. I know Eric Ecton's going to be very interested in this after getting screwed at that last show.
Yeah.
The way he did.
I know. We've got Corey Bush versus Sickend.
We've got Corey Bush versus Sickend for the championship. The trash talk has died down a little bit.
Yeah.
However, the love-loss, nothing's changed there.
No.
Nothing's changed there.
These two are gonna rip each other apart.
Yeah,
it's probably best that we have kept them apart.
Yeah, it really is. Like I've had to have a conversation on both ends to kind of keep these two apart, to keep these two from literally trying to rip each other to shreds at other shows.
Right.
Which was interesting in Adrenaline Wrestling this weekend when, we.
Corey and Sickend were both there.
Yeah, I mean everybody had to keep things civil.
Yep. Which they did a great job of. I appreciate that. We've got that, and I don't know if you guys saw it. Captain D is going to be bringing his guy.
Yeah,
he is not waiting any longer. He is not going to wait any longer.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's been he's been throwing the shade at me, so to speak, for the last couple of weeks.
What do you mean weeks? He's been talking about bringing in a guy for a year.
Yeah,
I mean, he has been talking about wanting to be a part of Voltage, wanting to bring in a guy to Voltage to take that championship for a year. So we're finally going to get to see that. And then 3 weeks later, only 3 weeks, folks, we have
Voltage Wrestling.
Voltage Wrestling.
Great vengeance and furious anger.
Out at our original, our first venue, O'Connell's Irish Pub in Martinsburg, West Virginia.
I hope to be making some more announcements about that this week.
Yeah. If you haven't seen, we've announced, last week we announced, Stone Rockwell?
We announced Stone Rockwell.
Guys, if you haven't seen this guy, awesome guy. Awesome gimmick. Awesome, he is big dude, extremely athletic, extremely good in the ring. You don't want to miss this guy, Killian Murphy. I mean,
Killian McMurphy.
McMurphy. I'm excited.
We've got All Energy Bro Keller. He's
Yep.
going to be coming in for this one. It's going to be a blast. This is probably, from top to bottom, talent wise, this is probably going to be our strongest card yet.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to see you guys out there September 18th, O'Connell's Irish Pub. But
one more announcement.
Well, not really an announcement. It's one more. We announced this. We've already announced it this week. But if you haven't heard, Voltage Wrestling has secured a television agreement that will start November 5th, Friday, November 5th, here in the Washington County area. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a new era for professional wrestling here in the Hagerstown and Washington County areas. I'm really, really, just incredibly excited to actually just be a part of it. Part of it here in the place that I grew up, in the place that I've watched a number of wrestling matches, from matches at the Hagerstown Fairgrounds to, the matches, right across the street here.
Yeah.
It's
when you, me, and Jay talked about Voltage in March of 2020, and when we brought on Kyle. Sorry, Mike Fox said something. Lucky from the Lucky Charms to wrestle. Okay. I don't know who you're referring to. I'm sorry. When we brought Kyle, these were all things that we were building towards. We were building towards television.
Yeah,
we were all. That's the goal and that's the dream.
It's been the goal for a year, and
now it's going to happen.
Yeah, my second run at this, and I never thought I was going to step back into the television realm again until I stepped in the studio last year, and I'm very happy that it's happening.
Right,
I'm very happy. I'm kind of getting a second crack at this because it didn't end up well the first time.
Sure,
there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that happened the first time.
But, we've got an incredible team here at Voltage. The four of us, Jay, Mike, myself, Kyle, is an incredible team going forward. And we have incredible friends and contacts who are going to help us kind of move forward from everywhere, from people helping with cameras, running cameras, photographers, everything like that that's just going to help continue Voltage on this upward trajectory. Guys, we are going in some big places. You do not want to miss a single show. The 28th, then the 28th of August, the 18th of September.
And October 16th, which will be the debut television taping.
Yeah, you're going to want to be at who doesn't want to be at the first television taping?
Oh, absolutely.
I believe we have what is it going to be, a half-hour show?
Yeah,
Friday nights.
Yes, a half-hour show Friday nights. We're going to do a replay on Saturday mornings right before the podcast pit.
That's great.
So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what we do over the next year with Voltage Wrestling, with this television show, and what we can do for area wrestling here.
Yeah.
To kind of bring it all back to where where we all became fans, and that's right here in the Hagerstown area. So, very much looking forward to that. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that about does it for us this week.
That about does it.
A little bit of a short show this week, but we got through a lot.
11:50 almost.
Yeah, I mean we got through a lot this week.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week at Bad Habits Bar and Grill for Voltage Wrestling. For myself and Rennes the Menace, I'm Mike Ratick. For Jay Heisch, this is the Podcast Pit. See you next week. Same podcast time, same podcast channel.
This is the Podcast Pit, brought to you by Ben Media.